Have everyone's attention. We'll go ahead and get started with our media availability here at Richmond International Raceway. We start off with Matt Kenseth, driver of the number $20 General Toyota. Matt, talk a little bit about your weekend. You're pulling double duty here in addition to driving the number $20 General Toyota. You'll be filling in tonight in the Denny Hamlin Short Track Showdown, driving the number 11 FedEx Toyota. Talk a little bit about your weekend.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about the late model race, so I just kind of last minute deal when we knew Denny couldn't be here. I told him I'd drive his car if he wanted me to, so he said he wanted me to. So that's about all I know about the late model deal. I don't know much else about that. So other than that, looking forward to getting on the track tomorrow. JJR's had a lot of success here with Kyle and Denny, especially obviously, and looking forward to getting in there, trying to learn from them guys and those guys, and hopefully they'll be up front somewhere. So Richmond hasn't been one of my best places the last 6 or 7 years, so I'm looking forward to getting in there and learning and trying to be up front Saturday.
Okay, we'll open it up for questions. Please raise your hand. We'll get a wireless mic to you. We'll start up front.
Jeff Clark from USA Today. Obviously, you were penalized pretty severely. What was your reaction to the penalties? Did you think that they were fitting, or did you expect that they would be that severe? When did you find out? Things like that.
I think the penalties are grossly unfair. I think it's borderline shameful. So there's no argument the part was wrong. I mean, they weighed it and it was wrong. However, there is an argument. There was certainly no performance advantage if you can find any unbiased, reputable, knowledgeable engine builder, and if they saw the facts about all the rods weighed. The average weight of all the rods was well above the minimum, 2.5 grams above the minimum at least, and there was one in there that was way heavy. So I mean, there was no performance advantage, there was no intent, it was a mistake. JGR had no control over it. Certainly to crush Joe Gibbs like that and to say that he can't win a owners championship with a 20 this year is just I just can't wrap my arms around that. It just blows me away. And the same with Jason Ratcliffe. I don't feel bad for myself at all. But for Jason and Joe, I just I couldn't feel any worse. There's no more reputable, honest, hardworking guys with good reputations more so than them two. I feel really bad for them.
Okay, we'll take our next question from Bob.
Bob Parker, Sporting News. What kind of hurts you the most as far as, do you look at the points, or do you feel like your reputation has been, sullied at all?
It's not really about me at all, Bob, honestly. I think that certainly, it depends. Everybody's going to look at it different. You're going to get people that know absolutely nothing about, the whole situation and call you cheaters, whatever. I can take all that. It doesn't, fan backlash, whatever. It doesn't honestly bother me really in the slightest. So I feel bad for Joe and Jason the most, and our partners as well, because even like taking away the pole eligibility and all that stuff. I mean, anybody in the garage, and like I said, any knowledgeable, reputable, unbiased engine builder, anybody, they know there is no advantage there. There's probably a disadvantage there, if nothing else, for the stuff being unbalanced. So, I don't argue with that. There's a scale and it says it has to weigh 225 grams, and if it weighs 224.99, it's illegal. I don't think any of us have any argument over that. I just think that, I just think that the penalty is way over the top for that. It wasn't anything trying to gain an advantage. It wasn't an advantage, and it was a mistake. And I think that, I think that should have been taken into account.
Do you have okay, let's go to Stan, we'll go to Hank, and then we'll go back over here.
Hi, Matt, over this way. Stan Creekmore with RPMTonight.com. How much does Joe Gibbs Racing have to do with the engines? Do you simply receive them and they get put in the car? Or do you all actually work on the engines yourselves Monday through Thursday or whatever at the shop?
No, Joe Gibbs Racing closed their Cup engine shop and combined with TRD, I don't know when, a year or two ago. And all the engine work is done in Costa Mesa, California. JGR does have a nationwide engine shop, but they do not work on or even look at any Cup engines. They show up on a truck and truck or an airplane or whatever, and get taken out and get bolted in a car.
Okay, we'll take our next question here from Hank.
Matt, what does it do going forward to you? I mean, is there anything you can do to try to make up for this? Are you more determined, or is that ridiculous because you're so determined every week as it is?
Well, I don't think there's any more we can do. I think, I think my team has done an incredible job this year as far as performance. We've ran better than I ever could have dreamed. We don't have all the finishes, but yet we do have 2 wins sitting at this spot. So I think it's business as usual. I think that, we got to, probably when I walk out of here in 15 minutes or whatever, pretty much put it behind us. Hope the appeals process works and we get some people in there to look at everything and that are reasonable and, hopefully get the penalties at least reduced some or something. But I think other than that, we put it behind us, business as usual. Get to work with Jason this weekend. Go out and try to win a pole and try to win a race, and just go with that attitude every week, and just do the things we know how to do, and keep trying to grow as a race team, and just keep trying to get better.
Okay, go ahead with your next question.
Yes, Matt, Randy King, Roanoke Times. Are you confident at all that the appeals process could turn out justice for you here on this case?
I don't know. I've never been through it, so I don't honestly know. I mean, that's the hope. That's why it's set up. You've seen some examples of both. So I don't know. I mean, that's what the hope is. That's why it's set up, and we'll just go through that, and see what happens. Whatever the final verdict is, we'll have to live with that and move on.
Obviously, you have to be an engine man to know, but 3 grams in the whole total scheme of things, I mean, that seems to be just an absurd number.
It was actually 2.7, but yeah, I mean that. But I mean that's not the case. I don't have any argument with NASCAR that if it did not meet the weight, it is not legal. I mean, if the speed limit is 35 on pit road and you're going 35.01, you're speeding. So I don't have any argument with that at all. Although, if you, I think everything's different. It's not spelled out in the rule book. This is a penalty for that, and I think everything, is different. I understand a lot of NASCAR's points. I think they do a really good job of trying to police the garage area. I understand, internal parts of the engine. You can't tech that all the time, and they need to make it big so people aren't messing with that. But like I said, when you look at ours, there's also one in there that was really, really heavy. The other 7 were well over the limit. If you average the weight out, all of them, which is the only thing the engine really knows, is the rotating mass. That's all it really knows. We were, over 2.5 grams per rod to the good. So, I mean, no performance advantage. I mean, it was a mistake. It was a very bad mistake, a very dumb mistake. Unfortunate we're in this spot, but we are. And, we'll just see what happens going forward.
Okay, we'll take a few more. Go ahead. We got a follow-up from Bob.
What do you think an appropriate points penalty would be for this?
I don't know.
Okay. And are you concerned that you will not make the chase, and/or if you do make the chase, you'll be down a few points than you would have if you don't win the appeal? What kind of impact do you think that could make on a championship run?
Yeah, I mean it's a huge penalty this year. We already have 2 DNFs, and we were just starting to get back up into points. I mean, it's still early. I feel like, honestly, I have the strongest race team in the garage. So I think if anybody can come back from it and get us in a spot to have a shot at winning a championship, it's my group. But with that being said, if the penalties are upheld with pulling Coach Gibbs' license for 6 weeks and not collecting any owner's points, when that time is over, we'll be about 35th in owner points. So obviously it's impossible to win an owner's championship. There's a lot of really bad things that go with being that far back in points, including, provisionals, having something happen in qualifying, where you're parked, when you're teched, how much you get practice time. I mean, there's a lot of things that go with that are bad. So that's the thing I probably feel the worst about. I think the penalty to Coach is just, because of something that he knew nothing about, and it was not a performance advantage. You're going to say you can't win an owner's championship with this car this year. I just think that's for a guy that's been this big a supporter to NASCAR for the last 22 years. I just, that's a tough one to figure out.
Okay, we'll take 2 final questions. Go ahead.
I'm Matt. Paul Woody from Richmond Times-Dispatch. NASCAR has levied a number of severe penalties this year. It's almost stunning in how severe they are. Do you think they're trying to send a message, or what do you think is the reason behind the way they've done things?
Man, I don't know. I mean, I can't really speak to anybody's situation except for ours, and why the penalties are so severe in our case. I don't understand that either. So I don't really know. I think that there's certainly, like I said, I have no argument that the part in there was wrong, and somebody needs to pay for that, and everybody needs to understand, and the garage area needs to understand you get away with that mistake or not a mistake. It's still wrong, and I understand all that. But the severity of the penalties, I don't really know how or why they came up with what they did.
Well, do you have any thoughts on who should pay and what the penalty should be for those those grams?
No.
Okay, we'll take our final question in the back.
Matt, Mark Davis, NBC 12 here in Richmond. Two-parter here. First one, can you just talk about your excitement level to fill in for Danny tonight for his charity race? And then after that, is it still possible to bring momentum from last weekend into this weekend, despite everything that happened?
My excitement for tonight is at an all-time low. It just is right now. By tomorrow, I'll be ready to get on the track and I'll race, and I'm going to go out and try to have fun tonight. I'm going to give it my all. I'm excited that Denny. I'm excited about my teammates. I got great teammates, and I'm more than happy to help him out. Today with all the circumstances all week and all the stuff going on, I'm still trying to get ready to get in a Cup car tomorrow. I still got a lot of work to do with Jason to make sure we're ready to go try to accomplish the things we want to accomplish this weekend. So by tomorrow morning, I'm going to be ready. I think we're, if it's possible, I think we're more motivated and determined than ever. And, like I said, I got a lot of work to do tonight and tomorrow morning, and get ready to get in the Cup car and try to go out and win a pole and go try to win the race Saturday night.
Okay, Matt, thank you very much for your time
Thanks,
today.
guys.
Good luck
Appreciate
this
it.
weekend.